When it comes to Xbox games, it doesn't get any bigger than Halo. The flagship game of the Xbox console redefined the first-person shooter genre and is undoubtedly one of the most popular video game franchises of the modern era. Master Chief and his signature green armor is one of the most iconic characters of the gaming industry, despite possibly being a ripoff of either Doom or Metroid, or maybe even both. However, the franchise hasn't been doing so hot in the last couple of years, with Halo 5 solidifying the claim of many fans that the Halo series has fallen off since 343 Industries took over and is fast approaching a tragic space burial. But with release of Halo Infinite on 15 November 2021, Xbox nerds can rejoice once again, as most gamers and critics agree that Infinite was a return to form for the ailing franchise, which is more than can be said for the Halo TV series on Paramount Plus, which garnered a buttload of nerd rage with the weird Master Chief sex scene. Is Halo Infinite really as good as everyone says? Or were gamers so desperate for a good Halo game they would take whatever they could get their paws on? I've played several hours of Halo Infinite already, and my opinion on the game just might shock you. Stay tuned for this exciting, nail-biting review of Halo Infinite. Alright, story and narrative. Halo Infinite picks up a little while after the events of Halo 5, with Master Chief and the UNSC arriving at the Forerunner ring world Zeta Halo, only to be ambushed by the Banished. They are thoroughly defeated and Master Chief is pimp-slapped into space by Atriox, leader of the Banished. You could say Atriox banished Chief into space. Okay, it's kind of lame, but whatever. Anyway, Chief is rescued by a UNSC pilot and the two travel to Zeta Halo, where they discover a new AI known as the Weapon, which is a replica of Cortana created to stop her. The three then embark on a quest to stop the Banished from taking control of Zeta Halo and also to discover the mystery behind Cortana's disappearance. Okay, let me start by saying that Halo Infinite's story is mid at best. There, I said it. Grab a battle rifle and plasma grenade, then pull up your Warthog. I'll be waiting for you. But let's be honest here. Story-wise, Halo has dropped the ball, and it didn't even start with Infinite. In fact, Halo 5's story was such absolute dog crap that Infinite had to recall much of it just so it could build a decent narrative. We all know how Halo 5 ended, with Cortana going crazy and set to end the universe as we know it. The cliffhanger in Halo 5 was building up to this world-ending showdown between Master Chief, the rest of the freaking universe, and Cortana. Now, fast forward to Halo Infinite, and Cortana is already dead. Then, there's Cortana's replacement, the Weapon, who's just there to replace Cortana and continue Halo's hot AI fetish. Seriously. What is it with the freaking soap opera between Master Chief and Cortana? I mean, it's cute and all, but I miss the days when the story was about fighting the Covenant or stopping the Flood. But for the last few games, it's all about Master Chief and his AI waifu. And don't get me started on the grab bag of forgettable sci-fi characters like Tartarus, Escharum, Harbinger, the Banished, the Endless, and the Forerunners. At a point, I couldn't freaking tell whether I was still playing Halo, Mass Effect, or Anthem, for Pete's sake, man. So, in conclusion, the story was okay, but please don't pretend it was iconic, because it wasn't. It just managed to do a little better than whatever the heck Halo 5 did, which isn't really saying much. Okay, let's chat about the gameplay. Halo Infinite is pretty much the first open-world Halo game, but gameplay-wise, it doesn't differ much from previous titles in the franchise. The open world of Zeta Halo is divided into sections, which are unlocked as the player progresses with the story mission. Once a section is unlocked, the side quests in those areas also become available. These side quests include capturing forward operating bases, rescuing captured Spartans, and assassinating high-value targets. For completing these quests, you are rewarded with Valor, which you can spend on upgrades, weapons, vehicles, you name it. Halo Infinite borrows a leaf from most of its predecessors with respect to gameplay. The sprint and slide from Halo 5 are in the game, while the gunplay of Halo 3 can also be easily noticed. A welcome introduction to the game, however, is the grapple shot. Similar to games like Just Cause, Halo now allows you to grapple toward ledges, objects, and most importantly, enemies. This new gameplay mechanic is pretty great, especially in an open world setting. Not only does it help with quick exploration, but it can make a huge difference in combat. Speaking of which, let's talk about combat. Halo Infinite boasts an enjoyable combat system. As with other Halo games, there's a wide assortment of weapons and vehicles to choose from, and an even wider array of enemies to fight, including the Jackals, Brutes, Hunters, and a new enemy type called the Skimmers, which are basically aliens that follow the Harbinger. The Grunts are also there as the usual cannon fodder of the game. I usually keep them alive long enough to hear their funny dialogue and quips. Iconic weapons familiar to fans and non-fans alike, like the Energy Sword and the Needler, are also part of your weapon inventory. While some new weapons have also been added to the roster, like the Shock Rifle and the Ravager, the M41 rocket launcher is so OP, I almost felt bad for the enemy AI whenever I got to use it. Let's just say it does a great job of banishing the bad guys. Halo also has its fair share of boss battles, each one more unique than the other. I found most of the early game bosses like Tremonius and Shock Lock easy to get past, but later bosses like Esherim definitely gave me a run for my money. Ultimately, I would say the combat was entirely satisfactory, which of course is expected of a Halo game. Alright, next is graphics and performance. Halo Infinite's graphics look fantastic, especially if you are playing with Dolby Vision support on Xbox Series X. It's bright and colorful, and the ring world of Zeta Halo looks absolutely spellbinding. However, I wasn't thrilled with the fact that besides the lush green landscapes and linear corridors that pervade Zeta Halo's map, there aren't other environments or areas to explore. The cutscenes were also quite few and far between. So, if you are coming into the game expecting a visual spectacle similar to Breath of the Wild or Witcher Hunt, then you might have another thing coming. Replayability. Halo Infinite has a below average replayability in my books. Its straight-laced, by-the-book campaign doesn't really offer much innovation, and the difficulty curve of the game isn't a challenging one. The chance to co-op the campaign mission with friends is quite alluring. That is, of course, if you have any friends. Overall, I would say it's a game most players will complete once and then move on to the multiplayer. Halo Infinite is definitely a step in the right direction for Microsoft and 343 Industries. The reports of Halo's death after Halo 5 have greatly been exaggerated. That said, Halo Infinite is still a far cry from the level of the franchise enjoyed under Bungie. It wasn't a perfect game, but I certainly enjoyed my playthrough. That being said, I'll be awarding this one 3 out of 5 stars. Do you agree or disagree with my review? Let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell to get regular updates on new videos. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you in the next one.